What is it like to experience a sudden, mysterious illness? It's absolutely terrifying.
On October 3rd, 2019, just before my first real vacation, a 2-week trip to Scotland, I woke up to a nightmare. My right hand, left knee, left ankle, and my neck were all incredibly swollen and excruciatingly painful. I'd gone to sleep the night before perfectly fine, excited about the new adventure. I woke up the next morning to a body that had suddenly given out on me. Those who know me know I'm exceedingly stubborn, and I told myself that this would just pass. I had been under a lot of stress with our failing business, trying to finish a project that I knew wasn't going to sell for even half of what we'd put into it. My mind and my body were just worn down, and I thought, this must be it. It must be just the stress. It didn't pass, and I made it worse. I had planned a very hike-heavy itinerary in Scotland, but as soon as I got to Glasgow, I knew that wasn't going to happen. I could barely limp around the sidewalks. No way I was going to be able to navigate soggy, uneven ground in the Highlands. But I'm stubborn, so I insisted on trying on the Isle of Skye. I fell directly on my swollen knee. Hard. After I fell, I had to walk back to the bed and breakfast, climb up the stairs, and put ice on it. Luckily in the UK, you can get ibuprofen with codeine, so I was able to get some pain relief, but the swelling was incredible. The pain was incredible. As soon as we got home, I went to a functional medicine doctor to try and find out what was wrong with me. From my research, I was convinced it was rheumatoid arthritis, RA, but after $4,000 in blood tests, that told me I was fine. I still didn't have a diagnosis, not a real one anyway. They diagnosed me with polyarthry and an autoimmune cascade. Basically, they had no idea what was wrong. I was given a prescription of low-dose naltrexone, which helped like a Band-Aid helped, covered the symptoms, didn't address the cause. So I took to the internet for answers. I found the Autoimmune Protocol online, and I jumped in with both feet. It helped a little bit, but not that much. Also, it's very complicated and difficult to follow, requires a lot of weird ingredients like cassava flour. We went on a family cruise in February of 2020, and my server was visibly upset by my dietary restrictions. He had the chef make me a special dessert that he promised was within my dietary guidelines. I'm not so sure. Chocolate wasn't on the allowed list, but I ate it with grateful tears in my eyes. Joint pain wasn't the only thing that hit me. I also experienced a deep chill deep down in my bones. It was like the cold was coming from inside of me, and I would just shiver internally. I don't know how else to describe it. It was crazy. So I basically gave up. I resolved that this was my new way of life. I was going to be in horrible pain all day, every day. That was my new existence. Then shortly after the cruise, the world went insane, forgot hundreds of years of medical knowledge, shut us all down and locked us up in our own houses. Faceless people everywhere. No kindness, no smiles, just selfish self-preservation and fear. Even the church I attended drank the Kool-Aid and shut me out. I walked through a dark time then, isolating myself. I even began designing the house that we were going to build to be handicap accessible, because I just knew that one day I wouldn't be able to walk if things continued. I told myself I'll never do embroidery again. I'll never crochet again. I'll never travel again. I'll never run again. This is just the way life is. I'll never be normal again. I was so wrong. I found Dr. Ken Berry and others like him on YouTube and devoured all of their content. I began my first round of carnivore in February of 2021. By April of that year, I was doing kettlebell workouts. I fell off the wagon around August of 2021. August, September. It was really pumpkin spice season that got me. I didn't go back to the normal SAD diet though. I actually ate a cleaner, gluten-free, sort of, trying to be healthy version. But little did I know what was coming for me. On Thanksgiving Day, 2021, I lost the ability to walk. Thanksgiving was a great time with family. I cooked all my gluten-free specialty meals. I, was hanging out with the family. We ate the dinner. I had turkey, mashed potatoes, green beans, the stuff that you have. My special gluten-free dessert. And then I went and sat down to visit with the family. And then I couldn't stand up. My right hip was so incredibly painful, I couldn't put any weight on it. I had to get assistance to walk around. It happened so suddenly. One minute I'm fine. I'm cooking, I'm laughing, I'm having a great time. The next, I can't walk. The pain hit so suddenly and with a vengeance. And there was nothing I could do.
The darkness swallowed me. There was no hope left. I wallowed in self-pity for a few months. During this time, I prayed for answers. I prayed for healing. I asked God why this was happening to me. I was only 40 at the time. I was too young to be disabled. I felt like my future had been stolen. All my hopes had been dashed. My husband was going to now be my caretaker, and our relationship was going to deteriorate. I just knew it. I was so afraid.
So I surrendered to my situation. I read Job and realized that what I was enduring wasn't anything close to what he had to go through. And he still trusted the Lord. So I asked God, what do I need to learn from this? What is the purpose of this pain? How can I do his will even in the midst of this torment? Like it says in Hebrews, I had not yet struggled to the point of shedding blood, but I came heckin' close. That's when everything changed. I returned to the carnivore way of eating on January 25th, 2022. Within 3 days, I could walk again. Within 2 weeks, the swelling and pain had dramatically decreased. By the end of February, I was working out, lifting weights, doing the Stairmaster, and running. I can run again. I'm not a doctor, a health coach, or nutritionist, or anything of the kind. I'm just a 41-year-old wife, mother, person, who went from being basically bedridden to reaching personal records at the gym consistently. I no longer have to plan my life around my pain. But I'm no fool. I know that as soon as I let my nutrition slip, my joints are going to scream at me and I'm going to lose the ability to walk again. And I will not let that happen. So that's what it's like to be suddenly stricken with a mysterious illness. I'm starting this YouTube channel for 2 reasons. 1, to share my story, so that maybe I can help someone else claw their way back through incredible pain and misery. 2, to celebrate the life that I'm now able to live because of the carnivore diet.
I'm now building the house I personally designed with the help of my husband and son. We've been living in a fifth-wheel RV for almost 6 years now, and I'm totally over it. We're building this home with our own hands, and I designed it from scratch, just for us.
I want to document achieving this crazy, risky, seemingly unattainable goal and help others do the same. I want to encourage others to do hard things. If you're interested in following along, if you found value in my story, please like, share on social media, and subscribe. I have a blog as well at apriliames.com, and I invite you to go over there and subscribe to that too if you're interested in written content. Blogs post every Monday around 10 a.m. Central. I'm building these platforms as a way to contribute monetarily to my family. I've been a stay-at-home wife and mom for about 15 years now. My work is valuable, needed, and honorable. It doesn't bring any money. I'd like to contribute to my family financially for a change. Building a house is expensive, even with us doing all the labor, and cash is a little hard to come by, so this is how I can help, but still be here to homeschool my children and be here for my family and take care of the homestead. I'm just a person. I've been utterly broken and lost in the dark. My ego has been ripped to shreds, and I've seen myself as the small, vulnerable, brittle creature that I am.
And then I chose to move beyond, to become more. I refuse to be defined by my undefined illness, and I choose to greet each day with strength of character and determination, no matter how painful that day may be. I'm not dead yet, and while I'm living, by God's mercy and grace, I'm going to live.
I'd love for you to join me on this journey and share a bit of your own story in the comments. There's hope for you, like there was for me. As long as you never give up, you will never truly fail. You're stronger than you could ever imagine. And I pray you don't get pushed to that point where you must find out how strong you are through unimaginable pain. If you already have, if you've already come through the pain, share a little bit of your tragedy and triumph with us in the comments. I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, Stay beautiful, friends.